Hi Karen, so this is just a little video just to show you exactly how everything works with your new car. So, first of all then, so the keys for the car, because it's all keyless, are in my pocket and we're going to stay there. No point am I ever going to get them out because you simply don't need to use the car. So when it comes to opening it, all I need to do is, if I walk up to it, as I come to the driver's door, you see how the mirror flashed and how it's folded out? Car's open. Nice and simple. So, same again with the boot. All I need to do is, if I put my hand just above the owner number plate, there's a little button just there, pop that and lift it up. So in your boot then, we have first of all got your service manuals, which are all in here. There isn't a separate service book for the car, it's all contained within the back pages of the instruction manual, and all you need to do is just leave that on the front seat for whenever the cars need servicing and the mechanics will get it stamped. We've also got your lock and wheel nut just there, so obviously you need that to take the wheels off. And then we've also got a safety kit here, which is like anything that you need if you're stranded at roadside. So warning triangle, high vis, first aid kit, that sort of thing. So if you lift up the false floor here, if you have a look at the back there, that's where the lever is to move the rear seat backwards and forwards, just in case you need a bit more space. And underneath the floor, we've also got a spare wheel there as well. So, when it comes to fueling the car, it's on the driver's side, and then if we pop that button there, and then just open it, and then you've got a simple screw cap just for there. So, if we now get into the car, on your door, you've got, first of all, got your controls for all 4 electric windows. You've also got a lock switch there, which shuts off the control for the rear passengers if they're mucking around with the windows. You've also got your wing mirror just here, so you first of all select whichever mirror you want to control and then adjust it with the joystick there, and then that button there, that folds in the mirrors as well. If you ever have a child sitting in the front of the car, you need to turn off the airbag first, which is just done by that little switch just there, but you do need to have the door open in order to get to that. Alright, so let's jump inside. So I'm just going to turn the engine over just so the battery don't go flat. So basic controls then, your indicators are on the left, your wipers are on your right. The headlights for the car are actually on the end of the indicator stalk, but you just leave them on auto and then the car will do whatever it needs to do. Basically if it's dark it'll turn the lights on, if it's light like now it won't turn the lights on, nice and simple. On this side you've also got the automatic wipers, so it's all the way to the top for off, and then it's just down one for auto, and then you can adjust the sensitivity of them there, but you can move it further down if you do want to take control, and then you've got your rear wiper over there. Just on this side then, you first of all got the buttons for the lane departure warning and the lane keep assist. You've also got the brightness of the dials, which is up or down, and then the pitch of the headlights as well. At the back of the steering wheel, you've got your basically controls for your stereo, so you don't have to take your hands off the wheel. So you just use them whilst you've got hold of the wheel, you can control them like that. You've got volume up or down. If you push them both together, it mutes the stereo. You've also got your source buttons at the top, and then you can change your modes there. And at the back of it, there is a little scroller wheel, which will mean that you can scroll through your tracks, your radio stations, that sort of thing. When it comes to physically starting the car, as you already know, you've got your start button just there behind the indicator stalk. Moving to the centre, you've got your climate control. So you first of all got your fan speed, your temperature and your directions. So when you change directions, it just shows it on the screen there, and then you can change the temperature there. All I do is I leave it on auto, and then the car will do whatever it needs to do in order to maintain that temperature. Basically, if it's 20 degrees, it'll put the aircon on. If it's 5 degrees, it'll put the heating on. Nice and simple. You've got your full demist for your front windows there. You've also got a heated rear window there, your aircon on and off, and your recirculation button there. Underneath that we have got your USB slots and your auxiliary sockets, along with your, well, we used to call them cigarette lighters, but we've stopped doing that now, but it's just a 12 volt socket. Down here is also the tray for the wireless charging, so if your phone supports wireless charging, put it in there and it'll start charging, and it'll come up with a little doodah on the screen to show you that it's been done. Above that, we've got these piano keys, which you can't really see in this light. There we go, maybe a bit better. So we've got your stop-start system on or off. The car normally will have, you know, it'll always have the start-stop system activated. So what that is when you come to a set of traffic lights, you put the car into neutral and take your foot off the clutch, the engine will shut down. When you go to set off, all you do is put your foot down on the clutch, the engine will then start, put it into first and drive away. So you don't actually have to change the way that you drive. It's just basically to try save fuel. But every time you get into the car, it will automatically have that activated. But you've got the off switch there, but every time you get back into it, it will reset to being on. We've also got your central lock-in just there, and then we've also got the hazard warning lights there. That button there is for my sense, so that is the configurable driving mode. So if we just push that, so that'll take you to that screen there. So you've got My Sense, Sport and Eco. So the one that you can configure is My Sense, which if you go into edit current mode there, so you can change the weight of the steering, you can change the design of the cluster, you can also change the colour of the ambient lighting, which you probably can't see in this light, but you can see it on the doors there, but you can change it. So at night time it'll show up a lot better. It's just with it being quite light now, it won't do anything. So if we go back, you can also go to sport mode, which will change, well, it's first of all changes the design of that, but you can mess around and change stuff like that. That's My Sense. So you can have little things like sports steering, just make it a little bit heavier, but it's completely up to you. You can configure it exactly how you want it. So if we focus on the screen then, so at the bottom here you've got your home button, so you push that, that'll take you to this screen. So here we have what they call tiles. So if I want to use the radio, I just click onto the radio tile and it'll take me through to that. So it's radio, but it depends on what way you're listening to music. So if you're listening to music through an iPod or anything like that, that'll replace that section there. So with the radio, the car's got FM, it's got AM and it's got digital radio. So if I click onto the digital radio, it's got some presets already put in, but if you go to list and then you can scroll through and you can pick whatever radio station you want. With it being digital radio, it's all done by name rather than frequency. But you've also got, so it won't show because we haven't got anything plugged in, but when you've got like your phone plugged in through the USB, it'll come up there, or you can do it through Bluetooth. The car does have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Basically what you need to do is plug your phone into the USB slots, and if you've got an iPhone you don't need to install an app, but if you've got an Android phone you'll need to download Android Auto onto your phone, and it basically mirrors your phone onto the screen. That means that I can control Spotify through my phone, I can send text messages, I can use Google Maps, that sort of thing. It just means that it's constantly updated because you're streaming it through your phone. It's a really handy thing to have, and I would recommend having a play with it at least. I use mine every day without fail. So to connect your phone up with the Bluetooth, if I go onto the home screen and press connect, add device, make sure obviously your Bluetooth is turned on. So your phone will come up in the list here. Once it does, if you push and tap your phone there, and if you press allow to all the permissions on the sat-nav screen and on your phone, it means that you've got full use of the screen with your phone. It just means you've got hands-free calling, you've got Bluetooth streaming for your music. You know, it's a really handy thing to have. Down here we have got your electronic handbrake. So I think of this like I explained to you on test drive, that think of it as a normal handbrake. So to put it on, I pull it up, to take it off, I push it down. But it will do, when you turn the engine off, it'll automatically put the handbrake on. If you open the door, it'll put the handbrake on, basically because it thinks you're going to get out, so that it needs to back itself up. Here we also have the auto hold. So when you start a set of traffic lights, the car will automatically hold itself rather than having your foot on the brake, and then it's just simple on and off for there. And you've got a little slot for your key there. We've got your bonnet release in the passenger footwell. And then over here we have got the actual binnacle itself, so it's fully digital, so a nice little touch. It's like if I put the left hand indicator on, that's flashing there. It's little things in life, I'm easily amused. So here you've got an analog readout for the speed, you've also got a digital one in the centre as well. It also tells you what's the speed limit for that particular road is in. There's a lot of sensors up in behind the rear view mirror, and a minute it's showing it's 30 obviously. To the bottom right you've got your range, how many miles you've got left in the tank, and the bottom left is your how many miles the car's done, so it's done a grand total of 10. On the right hand side you've got an analog readout for your fuel gauge, and on the left is the water temperature, so you know not to extend the engine fully until it's got to the full 90 degrees. You can change the information that shows you, and the way that you do that is by either using that button there, and then that takes you to different sections of the screen, and then you use the arrows so that it shows different information. So like your sat nav, compass, your radio, that sort of thing. But you can change it through the My Sense to change this entire thing. Let's have a mess around with it, get yourself comfortable with it and get it exactly how you want it. The car's also got cruise control as well. So what you do is, first of all, select cruise control on there. That'll come up on there, and you control it by the plus or minus on there, which is also your resume and your set. So first of all touch that and then push on the set, and then you adjust it that way. The car's also got a speed limiter as well, which is that section there, and it comes up on there. You just quickly turn it off. On this side you've got a phone, answer and hang up. This is for the voice activation, which, to be honest, it does work better when you're using Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. It just seems a little bit more intuitive to Yorkshire accent, or it might just be my voice which is drones on a bit. And then you obviously will mention those buttons there. So hopefully you enjoy your new car, but if you do have any questions please give me a call and I'll do exactly what I can to help you. But thank you very much.